Hi there. Today's 12 days is bows, bows, bows. So from the giant bow that you might put on your wreath, or if you happen to buy someone a car for Christmas, to the itty, little teeny, let me bring it over to this camera, teeny tiny bow. Now let's get it so you can see it. We're going to make those this afternoon, or tonight, or whenever you're happy to watch this. It's an afternoon for me. So this one uses the kind of ribbon that you get at the craft store. You know, it comes in the big rolls. It's wired. It's really pretty. It's a great time to stock up on some after Christmas. This is one I grabbed last year, pulled it out, and was all here. This one is 70 feet for $5. This one is only 25 feet, and this one was $10, but it was on sale. So anyway, this is the kind of stuff that makes these bows, and we'll do that one at the end. But I want to do the fussy one first because it takes a little bit more patience. So I want to start with that one first. All right, and you're wondering why my lunch is here. It's not my lunch. We're going to use this to actually, let me bring this camera over this way. We're going to use this to make our bow. All right, so first thing you're going to do is grab yourself some ribbon. I'm going to use the silver one. This is Stampin' Up! Ribbon. And I'm going to take my fork and I'm going to wrap this around like this. And the one on the bottom, I want a little bit longer. And I'm going to start with that. And I kind of make a V. See, this one's a little higher, this one's a little lower. It's not that, it doesn't really matter. You need your fork to have 4 tines so that you can go in the middle. And you're going to go down, bring this tail. So this is the back tail, top tail, back tail. Bring the back tail around and poke it through right here in the middle, right down in the middle, okay? And then make sure nothing gets tangled and pull it through. And you're going to come up. So I'm through the, make sure you can see that good. All right. Let's do it again. So we've got the front tail and the back tail. I'm going to take the back tail, come down through the front, give myself a little more room, through the front, pull it up, right? No looping. Bring it up through the back and back down through that same middle. Okay? Now bring it down. Now I can kind of pull this, get all my loops tight, and it's so simple. I'm going to lay the fork down, and I'm simply going to take those 2 ends and tie them in a knot. That's it. And when I pull it down, like so, so that it lays down nice and flat, pull it tight, and flip my fork over, and slide my ribbon up, and look at what a great bow. Sorry, we lost you. Goodness, we'll do another one, don't worry. And look at the bow that we got, right? Super simple. Okay, so there's those 2. Let's do another one using the really skinny ribbon. Let's use the really skinny red ribbon. This is Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to do the same thing. I need a top tail and a bottom tail. Bottom tail's a little bit longer. Snip. Let's do a little close. I'm going to go around, down through here. All right. Up through the top. Put your fork down and tie. It's really that easy. And then slide it up. And you have this great itty bitty little bow. Perfect to put on the front of your card with a glue dot. Okay? All right, so there's that. Then we have this incredible bow punch. This was my favorite. It's one of the first punches I got when I joined Stampin' Up! And it makes these. I mean, you know, super cute. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, you're just going to simply take a piece of cardstock. You can use pattern paper. You can use cardstock. And you're going to cut two. I'm going to flip it over. I need to punch it twice. There's one. And here's two. It's great if you use some of our designer series paper, because then you'll get two different designs. Let me move some of these ribbons out of the way so we're not confused. So here's our bow. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to curl it just over it so I get kind of a rounded bow. All right. There's one petal. Here's the other. Same thing. Now I'm going to take my glue dots and a dot here, and I'm making one loop of the bow and dot here and two loops, another dot, and then put those two loops together like so. Right? We're getting there. I like to grab tear tape. You can use a bunch of glue dots, but I think tear tape works the best on this because this has to hold the whole, this is tear tape. It's double-sided. It has to hold the whole bow together, and it just works better if you have a good solid seal all the way around. All right. And now I'm going to, see, I'm doing the other side because I want this to be in contrast. I'm going to put that right in the middle, flip it over. Before I wrap it, I'm going to take my glue dots and I'm going to add the tails to my bow. I'm going to do the contrast again. So put that one right here. You're thinking, well, that looks the same color. Wait till I flip it over. And this one right here. And then I'm going to just stick a glue dot right in the middle before I add anything. And then I'm going to take, this is what my bow is going to look like on this side. I'm going to take this little itty bitty piece, fold it in, and then fold you in. And there's my bow. My favorite. I love it. It looks so pretty in the front of your card. And if you want it squashed down, you always can. I kind of like the rounded loops, but if it's going to go in the mail, you might want to squash it down. Okay, now it's time for the big guy. You notice I have one extra left over. After I punch this twice, I get a loop. I'm sorry, a loop, a tail, and then the middle, and I don't need two middles. So one of those gets tossed. All right, let's move you guys over here, and now onto this. This has nothing to do with Stampin' Up, but sometimes you want a big giant bow. All right, first thing you're gonna do, I don't know how much is left on this one. I don't want to run out, so I'm gonna go to this ribbon. And you want wire edged ribbon, because that helps you to have, you can curve it and fluff it and get your loops the way you want. All right, so you're going to roll it out so you have lots of extra space. You're going to start at the end, and you're going to scrunch it in, and you're going to twist it nice and tight. And because it's wire, it's going to hold. All right. Then I'm going to make a loop, and this is going to be the middle of my bow. It's this piece here. This is the center, and it's also going to cover all the boo-boos. And then I'm going to bring this piece in and scrunch it in and hold it between my two fingers. Okay? All right, now I'm ready to start with the loops. Now this ribbon is a little trickier because it's a single-sided ribbon. This, it doesn't matter which side I'm on, so it makes it a little bit easier. But that's where the twist comes in. So twist, and then a loop. And I like to start with about 3 or 4 inches and then bring it in to where it's going to go to the middle and twist. See how this is going to go? And as many loops as you want. Loop into where your hand is and twist and loop. These are great for wreaths, the top of a really cool package, on your tree, birthday presents. It's loop and twist until you get as many as you want. Loop and twist. And loop. So when you get to the bottom, when you're done, you get to where you want to be. I'm rushing here. I shouldn't. So I've got all my loops. I'm going to make them look pretty after. Now I need my tails, right? So I'm going to make a loop as long as my tail is. So I'm going to end up with 4 tails and crunch and bring it up. And I'm going to twist this because I want my tails to all lay down when I cut them. And loop you as long as my tail, and then I'm going to cut you off. All right, so now this is going to be my other loop over here, but I want them all to be facing the same way. So I'm going to twist you and then crunch, and you are in. Now, the best way to make sure they're the same length, the best way to hold this all together is with wire. If you don't have wire, and I wanted you to see it, so you can use your ribbon, and you're going to go, remember this is where I started, this is where my thumb is, this is the part that gets tired. That's where I started, and everything else is right there. So I'm going to go down through this loop, kind of tuck it around, make sure I have my ends of my skinny ribbon over here. You could really use an extra hand. That's why wire is good, because you can twist it without letting go. But you're going to get this super tight. Lay it down flat. Be super brave. Not drop your scissors. And then cut your tail. And you're going to tie this in a knot. Quick, before anything moves. One quick knot. Really hard. All right. And then, hold on, let me get that ribbon out of the way. I don't want you. You're the extra piece. Get over there. All right. And then this is where wire could be twisted, but ribbon will work too. If you've only got ribbon in your craft supplies right now, you can still do it. Tie it quick. Now do it again. And you, with wire, you can keep twisting to get it tighter. Having a strong thumb of a friend helps too. All right, and here. Don't use something that you can break. You want a good tight, a ribbon that you're not going to break. All right, so this looks really hideous, right? Okay, hold on to your twist and start making your loops look pretty. That's why the wire is amazing. And get all your loops so it looks really pretty the way you want it. And then you're ready for your tails, which are down here. My tails are going the same way. I take my scissors, hold these together, and I'm just going to cut in. You could cut straight across, whatever you want your ends to be. And you need to snip these two. All right, so there's my tails. And the same thing over here. Up. And in. And then snip. And there is my bow. All right. So we've got everything from giant bow to itty bitty. Another giant. Let me get the itty bitties over here. Those itty bitties and these using your fork. Okay? Happy bow tying. See you soon. Bye.